Well, just check the stream.
No, you
Or
won't.
will I? I won't.
I played you for
Rely on
fool.
you.
We're live.
God damn it. You and your crafty Canadian magic. What's going on, everybody? Welcome back here to another wonderful, phantasmic, orgasmic edition of No Bucks Given right here on the Horny Goat YouTube channel and, of course, the Horny Goat Podcast Network, where you can listen to us on your favorite podcasting platforms. It is episode 59 of No Bucks Given, the show where we talk about anything and everything, and you never go full, I can't say the R word, but you know what I'm talking about.
What's the R word?
Rambo.
I guess that works.
I saw my icon. I just saw my icon. You never go full Rambo. We got some random stuff to talk about here. It is a fun night because all of us are like we're definitely we're not at peak performance level right now.
I'm at peak performance level.
Pull to the shit.
So I hardly slept. So I'm drinking vodka rum.
You're gonna go into an Odin sleep faster than all of us. You guys know me. I'm Mr. Marvel 613. I'm joined here with the usual cohorts. I got with me Canadian Basement Heather, and who just stomped out of the room with his angry, hate-filled boner for Revolution. JP, what's going on, everybody?
Not much. Just enjoying some popcorn, waiting for him to sit his fucking ass down for once.
I can't wait to talk about Revolution. Anybody out there watching AEW? I don't know. I was not. I was not assuming anybody would reply. I am not.
Crowd goes wild.
But
so I was telling
virtual crowd is going wild.
I was telling this to JP beforehand that, like, you know, obviously I still have a lot of friends who still involved in the wrestling business and whatnot, and so I still see it on Twitter trending threads and stuff like that. So I still see what happens, but I wasn't watching the pay-per-view. I heard it was so-so, but I heard that Iron Man match was absolutely a 5-star cluster.
5-star fucking goddamn shit show.
What are you looking for now?
I'm not looking for anything.
I'm looking for purpose.
Changing the order.
I'm just putting out the fire with gasoline, folks.
Oh God!
I'm sorry, Heather. Let's put out the fire with gasoline.
I have some thoughts on the pay-per-view because I actually watched it.
We can paint the room. I can't wait to just paint the room.
Anyway,
Because
Harry Potter tomorrow.
I'm just doing this whole wall, all in the green. So.
Oh my God, that'd be so much fun to have some fun gifts with that stuff.
Just put up.
Anyway, we got the usual chords in the chat.
That's what he's walking through.
Oh my God, we have to start write that down. Write that down. God. We got Federico and Alpha joining us in the chat. What's up, fellas? Always appreciate you guys hopping on here. We do have a couple things we're going to talk about here. Some of those points of discussion are listed in the description box as usual. I fucking cracked up laughing at the thumbnail with the Tennessee tank engine. Couldn't get enough. Oh God, we'll get into that. By the way, basically, did I tell you about this? I was telling this to JP earlier. I'm pretty sure I told this to you guys before. You know how Thomas the Tank Engine has Sir Topham Hatt?
Yeah, I added like 5 fat controllers.
Yeah. I love the fact that he's fucking called the fat controller. It's so good. Why'd you add 5? Oh yeah, I'm like, why'd you add 5?
I had to go take care of Wendy real quick.
So okay. how you doing, JP?
He said. I'm doing pretty good.
By the he shore.
I have taken extra calories, but as you can see, it hasn't kicked in yet.
I was about to say, you took calories and you're like ready to break down the door?
Mm-hmm. I did it last night and I didn't feel fucking pain.
Hey, that's what I thought, and then I turned to a couch breathing episode, so
I got up at.
Well, here's the thing: are you gonna get to a point where you're like, I will take more if nothing is happening?
No, I will not.
Slip himself.
I want to test that theory.
I've done that before.
Mm-hmm.
I have. Remember that one night I did you?
Do you remember that one?
I became a fucking drooling, blithering idiot.
Oh God.
No, I know you said something about the pay-per-view. I actually watched it,
10 out of 10.
The women's match was fucking predictable. I knew it was going to happen because duh. I mean, you're teasing things. So WWE, everybody knew something was going to happen with Sami Zayn, right? Nobody expected Sami Zayn to hit Roman Reigns with the chair. With this show, Ruby Soho, they had a triple threat. It was Paige and Ruby Soho and
Britt Baker?
Jamie Hayter.
Oh, I was wrong.
And Jamie Hayter retained, right? And at the end, I don't remember who took the pin because I didn't see it because, really
you're just a hater.
I was yelling at the Badger basketball game.
I'm proud of that. I'm not proud of that.
But Ruby Soho then did whatever, kicked her in the face or whatever. I don't know. And then so she's a part of the fucking WWE faction that they have in fucking AEW, which
they have a WWE faction?
Well, they have Tony Storm.
I thought they had a WWE roster.
Well, I know, but the AEW originals, they're redoing the NWO shit, and it's just really bad. It makes no sense. They're trying to make these women do something that just isn't gonna fucking work, because the NWO, for what it was, they took over WCW. If you think that fucking Paige, fucking Ruby Soho, and fucking Tony Storm are gonna take over AEW, you're a fucking dope.
Paige is terrible.
It's stupid. It makes no sense. So the Daniel Bryan and fucking MJF match was an hour-long bore fest. Just like I didn't like the Shawn Michaels versus Bret Hart Iron Man match. It was predictable and terrible because you knew where it was going to go. Every fucking Iron Man match ends the same way. I have yet to see an Iron Man match where it doesn't end the way you know it's going to end.
NXT, HUGM. Come on.
What's that?
NXT, HUGM.
Kevin Owens.
So the John Moxley, just real quick, the John Moxley and fucking Adam Page match, stupid. Yes, you're gonna have blood. I get it, but to have blood. See, the problem with John Moxley matches is they're gonna have blood just to have blood, because why not have blood? That's what John Moxley matches are anymore, and it's ruining him. He was booked so much better in WWE, even though he didn't fucking like it. What he doesn't realize is that's what made him the fucking star he is supposedly supposed to be.
True, but I guess at this point, if he doesn't mind being a niche, then what the fuck does it matter?
He actually wants to be.
But that niche
that's my point.
Going away. It's going to fucking run its course, because
the thing is,
everybody bleeds in AEW at some point during a show every fucking week.
Everybody bleeds.
Sometimes.
Jim Cornette said it best, and I know a lot of people don't fucking like him, but he is 100% right. You can't just have a fucking blood match just to have a fucking blood match, because why the fuck not?
But
give a reason to have blood in a match.
This is okay.
This one cause for it? Yeah, sure. But there's been blood in every fucking match the guy's ever fucking done.
John Moxley wants to be WrestleMania debuting, but also wrestling at CZW.
I know.
He wants his cake, and he wants to eat it too, and he wants to bleed while doing it. The bottom line is blood in wrestling. It serves a purpose. I think we can all agree it serves a purpose, and it has its place in wrestling. But when you're at this point in time, I think John, they need to cut to John Moxley's home life. Opens the fridge, his face explodes in blood. Takes a shit, his fucking nose explodes in blood. Anything he does ever, he should bleed constantly.
But so I'm just so over the blood matches. They don't.
It's overdone. Everything AEW does is overdone.
I think. I had this conversation last week. If you're going to have blood in a match every week, then let it happen organically. I mean, actually hit the fucking guy with something that'll make him fucking bleed. Don't just punch the guy in the forehead and then all of a sudden he fucking his face fucking explodes.
Okay,
Fucking
It
flare.
doesn't do anything for me.
there's one thing I really don't like. There's two things. I don't like blood in every match. There's no point. You might as well just have not have blood because it's the same effect if it's always there. The other thing I don't like is when blood is not capitalized on when it does happen organically. If it's dangerous, I get it, but I fucking hated when WWE ran up to guys, "Oh, are you okay?" and then put like pads all over their head, and then and when you're watching it on rewind or replay, it's all black and white because I think we know it's blood. It's the same thing as that fucking thing you just showed me, Connor. With we all know what's happening here.
Okay, so that wasn't WWE. That was the network saying you have to black that out.
Yeah,
we can't.
The WWE network.
No, USA. USA told them you can't. You can't. That's why they went black and. That's why they went the black and white.
It's really stupid because you can still tell it's blood. We're against the color red. We're against the color red. What the fuck? What world do we live in?
I think that's actually a pretty clever editing ruse.
It is,
but I get what you're.
It's like a.
We all know what it is.
Yeah, it's really fucking. What you call clever, I call retarded.
No, I mean, I'm saying,
on the network standpoint, it doesn't make any fucking sense. Turn it black and white, they won't think it's blood. Why? Because it's not red. What?
Right.
What? It's really
people,
fucking.
It's
really
just
fucking
fine.
tough. Just decapitate them in black and white. It's okay.
Yeah, just like in Sin City.
Oh god. Well, the blood was red in Sin City most of the time.
See,
everything else was black and white.
No.
Everything else was
in
black
the movie
and white.
In the movie Sin City.
Yeah.
Well, it was a mix.
Yeah, that's true.
Now I think about it, I was thinking about it, like, because I remember like
by midnight.
When they wanted to highlight it after, especially with the big monstrosity man, big monster man.
No, I was just thinking because there's a scene I was literally watching a clip of it before we got on here, where from the Sin City movie, where it's Marv, who I don't give a shit, my favorite fucking character from the original movie.
I think he's everybody's favorite character.
Yeah, he's fucking great. And there's a moment where like the cops are chasing after him and they don't know where he is, and they're like, "There's no sign of him," and he just runs up and goes, "Here's a sign." He's got a fucking hatchet in his hand. He fucking goes from underneath the cop and hits him right in the dick with it. And just the way he's just like, "No, there's no sign of him. Here's a sign."
His character was great. That was the best part of that movie, to be honest. Him and Bruce Willis's part was all right. Actually, it was kind of a mixed bag. Everything was. I didn't love it, but I respected it enough, I guess.
I honestly feel like Sin City was Bruce Willis's best role.
No.
I think it's up there. I'll give you that much.
He was good in it, but
honestly, I'm gonna tell you this right fucking now. Heavenly Kid was probably his best movie ever.
Never watched it.
For me, it's on Disney. You need to watch the Kid. Just the Kid. I'm sorry, the Kid.
Oh yeah, I know what movie you're talking about. That actually was
the range of his character. You could see it.
I forgot. You know what I forgot is also on Disney that I realized just literally 15 minutes ago. And I'm like, fuck, I need to watch it. It is the greatest adventure series of all time. I'm not talking Indiana Jones. I'm talking National Treasure.
I really like those movies. They're pretty cool.
To be honest with you, I have never seen one.
I've seen both. I feel like the first one was a lot better.
Which is why I'm so surprised I've never seen it, because I like Nicolas Cage movies. I just don't know why I never sat down and watched them.
You know why?
No, because I like that type of movie too. It's just it never happened. I think this was after like watching fucking Not the Bees. I was like, maybe I should stay away from Nicolas Cage for a bit.
Why?
He was spiraling out of control.
Last of Us either.
Well, you got to go and I can't do a Nicolas Cage impression for the fucking life of me. But anyway, let's talk some shit. Speaking of. Oh, for fuck's sake. Okay. We might as well get this off the top of here. Are you fucking kidding me that the Megan, I know it's Megan, right? Hall alleges that the men of the Lavernia Police Department groomed her for mental and physical. Are you, like, come on. This is too little too late shit.
Especially after her husband already gave the fucking interview saying he's proud of her.
Like,
Yes, but
no, it seems like it's just like I mean they did this to me. Look, I'm not trying to underplay like this doesn't happen. You know, this shit does happen in real life, but the fact that it's just like the timing of everything and the headlines and everything like that, it just seems very very bullshit.
I hate the idea of it's like, it's not my fault I kept falling on cocks. They groomed me as a grown woman to sleep with the rest of the staff. Grooming happens when you're fucking a child, not.
Well, okay. The grooming thing does happen to an extent in real life as adults. It just depends on the adult that's being groomed, the situation, all that stuff, blah, blah, blah. But this particular situation I call horseshit.
I do too. I don't believe it. The husband made his own separate interview where he sat there and said he was fine with her choices. Her choices!
Yeah, and then on top of that, like, how long did they wait? Did she wait to say this?
3 months?
Yeah, so like if this was the case, she should have fucking said it right from the get-go rather than 90 days out. Is all I'm saying.
I think we all know that she's just trying to be. I didn't think it would explode like this, and therefore I'm trying to save face. And
What's
there's no face being saved. I know. Come on, man. Jesus Christ, this is way past the point. You fucked everybody, okay? And everybody fucked you, and we all know.
They should just thank her for her cervix.
I saw that somewhere and I thought that was pretty fucking clever.
Well,
I'm going through a couple here.
Oh, wait,
this
what?
one's the best because one of the portraits.
Wait, where am I looking?
On the screen.
Yeah.
Oh, hold on.
He just.
Why is the dog on there too?
I love how he has a full-on uniform.
Cop fired for allowing a police department to run over.
Oh god, that's fucking great.
And my personal favorite. It'll come up in a minute.
Uh-huh.
Hold on.
No, honestly, with her pulling this shit, I say the ones that the men that got fired because of her should be hired back. She wants to pull this shit.
I think they should just.
She's pulling a lot of things, so
they should all stay fired. The ones that had sex in the fucking police, the actual place of work.
I was about to say the other part of it too is that I don't know the details of all of them, but like I just saw it. Fuck the police, and I took that personally.
You know, on the last game I didn't realize, but the last one was a fucking dog.
Yeah. I don't know if you guys saw the first one, but I'll put it back on.
Oh god. No, I didn't. Just thank you for your cervix. No, the I didn't realize it was a dog. Fucking no, I call like the grooming thing as eye rolling as it can sound. It still fucking happens in the real world.
Grooming exists, but I don't think as a fucking grown adult. Yes, the thing is, if you're dumb enough to be fucking groomed at 30 years old, then that's on you.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, it could be like an emotional situation. There could be a bunch of shit that happens. I'm just saying is that I believe it still happens. That being said, this is not that situation where fucking this woman is. By the way, did everybody see there was a video of her on Instagram riding a rodeo bull? It's the signs were there.
Just fucking hoe baggins, okay? She's been passed around.
Someone said she's really missing out on an opportunity that she should start an OnlyFans and she fucking kill it. And I'm like, dude, she's not fucking wrong.
But I mean,
right?
Would she kill it?
With the attention she's getting right now? Yes.
Unless she started an OnlyFans where they dressed up like cops and fucked each other, I don't think she'd really get anything.
Hey, whatever.
Either that or she'll kill only.
I mean, oh god.
Speaking of trouble, this is a fun little. When I saw this person back in the news, in the list of topics,
God, I don't even
I
have
couldn't help
anything
but
for
laugh a
this.
little bit.
Fucking
What's that?
No, go ahead.
The good old the shop teacher from Oakville, Trafalgar. I can't fucking say that name.
Trafalgar.
Oh,
Bless
the
you.
fucking Canadian teacher, fucking dude, fucking
Yeah.
vagina looking motherfucker. Yeah.
How many times did you just say
Continue.
fucking one fucking breath? So yes, the is transvestite technically? Yeah.
I don't think you can say
yeah.
that. You
Transgender.
can't say that anymore. No one's investigated.
It's transgender.
Transgender. Canadian teacher has been placed on leave amid fierce debate over her wearing gigantic prosthetic breasts to teach children, and hope it'll finally bring an end months to bomb threats. to students
Okay,
like Jesus
fuck?
Christ.
Okay, I really have to ask this. Like, what world am I living in? Because this is fucking.
She's carrying the bombs.
Like, at the very beginning of this whole shit, I'm like, what the fuck? Immediately get rid of her, get rid of it, whatever the fuck it is. I don't care. Get rid of it because, like, well, yes, okay.
First of all, thank you for your censorship on the picture. There.
No, because they're gonna flag us. YouTube will flag us for showing this.
The last time we talked about that video was blocked because of pornographic material.
Yes, but she can teach grade 11 shop class or whatever the fuck it was. Okay, like this is obviously ridiculous. Now there's talk about it being the person involved, this person, him or whatever, doing it to like play the system and be like, I'm gonna do the most ridiculous thing possible and see how far I can push it. And then when they eventually fire me, I'm going to sue the school system because of how ridiculous the world is. Because there's been pictures like this man doesn't wear these big breasts outside of the school. He wears them specifically to teach kids.
So they said that the suspension came days after the Ontario Education Minister Stephen Lease and several local politicians rebuked the school board for having, quote, abdicated its responsibility by failing to put the interest and safety of students first. For months,
who these people should all be fucking killed, man, because like how dumb do you have to you see this walking into classrooms?
This is your country.
I know. I hate them.
So here's the thing. I don't know about the school board, but I thought that maybe the school board was under the assumption that this was an everyday occurrence.
It's because eggshells. You got to walk on eggshells for every fucking person that wants to be weird as fuck.
Well, apparently they're not walking on eggshells because they suspended his ass.
Yeah, 6 months later, after this man was fucking chopping wood with fucking 78 quadruple Z's.
It just came out that he didn't wear this stuff all the time. That's my point.
In school, he did. He wore it every day. There's only one picture of him walking down the street without it on. And that could be just because they needed to fucking
what I'm saying
get him fixed.
What I'm saying is he doesn't wear it all the time. He only wears it at school. And you are right in what he's trying to milk the system, but see how far he can go and get away with shit. But
how do you even get past day one? In my mind, this is the world is fucked because because the school system was like, oh well, we can't discriminate. You discriminate against what? This fucking guy coming in with fucking weapons of mass destruction strapped to his fucking chest. Like it's obviously fucking bullshit, and they're like, oh, well, we're gonna have to.
You know what? Every place of business you go into as an employee has a dress code.
If I wore a hat with 5 dicks fucking dangling off of it, people would look at me and be like, well, what the fuck? And I'm like, now let me teach your children. Really? Who's gonna accept that?
I can just see Basement standing in the wall with 5 dicks on his head and a hat. I need help.
They'll come up to me and be like, well, sir, you can't teach kids like that. Why? I identify as a dickhead.
I identify as 5 dickheads. All right.
It's so asinine to me. This is like ridiculous. This is the extreme version of what people are like striving for acceptance when it comes to like, oh, I want to be I'm transgender, I don't know my identity and I'm struggling with it. That is different than this. This is tabloid bullshit.
But I think
And it hurts everybody involved.
Yes, walking on eggshells. But I don't think that they.
Well, instead of
it came out that he didn't wear this stuff.
But even if he did wear it all the time, instead of like questioning him, they will rather assign him security detail and tell people to stop videotaping him in school. They will change the world around him for him to do this, which to me. It's the needs of the fucking few outweigh the needs of the many argument all over again, and it's change the world for one fucking gigantic tittied monster.
And that's kind of where like I'm genuinely curious how like okay, and bear with this like random fucking tangent and just spewing out of my like verbal diarrhea here. Like
what?
This person's clearly pushing like the limits of what the fuck you can and can't do when it comes to like, you know, stuff in school and blah blah blah. And so whether deliberately or otherwise, I'm gonna fucking play devil's advocate here, right? But either way, what this does is it exposes the idea of when it comes to PC and what's right and what is you know, what is right, what is wrong, what is accepted, what is morally correct, or what is, you know, acceptance and all that other, you know, stuff up, which I'm all in favor for to a degree. But this kind of stuff pushes it to the limit and begs the question, like, well, okay, well, what now, motherfucker? We're gonna do this is gonna happen. It's kind of one of those situations where you have those intense debates between people of like on like a really polarizing subject and they're on opposite ends of each other and they go like, well, what about this? What happens if a big titted Canadian teacher comes in and says all this? What are you gonna do about your kid? And it really pushes like the acceptance part to the limit. And so it's shit like this that always gets me intrigued.
But
for that reason.
This is what baffled my mind, because as soon as, and this is like 100% true, as soon as this whole movement started, the movement of transgenderism or identity politics, right? Like the identity politics specifically I'm talking about. When that movement started, I immediately jumped to what is the extreme version of what this will bring, because that's where the conversations will go to, and everybody's gonna want to be like. The thing is, most people are good-hearted and they want to support other people, or at least not hate on them for something like not knowing their identity or questioning their identity.
Right.
But the conversations that create the structures that we build society on are extreme. The extremes. This is why we have the system for policing and putting people in jail. They're all built on extreme behaviors.
Yes.
This is where you need to look at, because that is where it's going to go. And I had a conversation with I don't know what the fuck her name, some random woman now, right, about like this, and I'm like, you think I'm like a hater for people that don't know their identity or anything like that. I'm just saying, where do you draw the line between what is acceptable and what's not? Because we're going to get to that conversation way sooner than you think. And you might be on the bandwagon for loving people, no matter who they are or what they want to be. But like, hey, where is identity? Where is the stopping point?
I mean, we're already at that conversation now. And this is only
I was at that conversation 4 years ago when this fucking shit exploded. And it's like, because it's gonna go there, and if you don't think it is, you're dumb as shit. And like, I mean, the bottom line is, you look at now, this is happening in your guys. It's in Minnesota, I think. Is it in Minnesota or is it in
what?
The transgender weightlifter woman who is a man that
Minnesota.
Yeah, that is like, she went and won a lawsuit for discrimination against her being a weightlifter, yet she is 100% a man.
Yeah.
And it's like, okay, so in favor of promoting transgenderism, you discredit women or female.
You know what I
People
find?
that identify as female because you just take them over.
You know what I also find very interesting is that I'm not sure if you guys know about this, but and I'm not trying to like get on this like whole like anti-trans bandwagon or anything like that. Not that we are, but you know who actually said that they think there should be either a separate category for trans athletes and or trans women in this case should not compete in female athletes and female competitions, and trans men shouldn't complete. You know who actually was like the biggest advocate for saying that?
Yeah, I do.
Or Caitlyn Jenner.
Yeah, Caitlyn Jenner.
Yeah.
Like that's yeah.
I just don't think like I mean there's a place for everybody. It's just finding out where that place is, and it's odd to me that like a grouping of people that are like, oh, we've been held down, we haven't been looked at, we don't have anything for our own, are more keen on taking over something else. And I get like we don't want to be identified as. I don't want to be identified as a trans person. I want to be identified as a woman or a man. Unfortunately, there's areas that can't happen.
Right.
You know what you're doing.
I mean,
Because
it's just
I mean, wouldn't it be just acceptance for being trans instead of trying to be something that you kind of like? If acceptance for trans happens 100%, and people are just like okay with trans people, how is that any different than being woman or man? You know what I mean? Like that is what should be strived towards, not.
Yeah, no, I get where you're coming from, and it's funny. I had a conversation with somebody about this a while ago, where I said, you know, for the most part, fine, okay, like I can wrap my head around the idea of wanting to be this or that, and having, you know, I'm all for acceptance. I'm all for people to an extent doing what they want to do to make themselves feel more comfortable in their own skin, more acceptance, et cetera, and so forth. However, the one area that I think that it might be causing massive problem for. And again, speaking as a fucking straight, fat, white male in this situation is a completely, I can't speak this, is medically. There is a lot of shit that men experience, biological men experience, that women don't, and vice versa. So there might be a situation where, let's say, a trans woman, let's say she gets shot. Okay, or something happens where like there's some sort of like underlying disease or something that they have or condition with them that's carried them biologically because they were biologically a man. But because of that, everything gets all flabbled and mixed up, and well, something not horrible happens, but something pretty bad happens because of that whole mix up. Like that can cause massive confusion.
I don't know why we can't just label people trans and leave it there. Like I get like the trans people want to be like I'm a woman because that's what I believe I am, but in the end you're trans, and just leave it there. Like then you have you have man, woman, trans on your driver's license or whatever, and so if something happens to you and you're trans with like a asterisk M or asterisk F as what you began as, that just way like it's just like. I mean, mankind needs some form of categorization just so we know where people belong, especially medically, and how you treat people, right? It's just like, don't fight, just fight for that. I don't see what's wrong with that.
I'm right there with you, but obviously I can't speak in the because I that know me.
Well, I'm going to speak from my own point of view, just like everybody else does, because you can't speak for anybody else. But that's the way I feel, and I don't
speak
like
on
the
behalf
idea.
of Baseman that I agree.
You want to say Fuck them all.
Man, that Iron Man match really bet you out of shape, huh?
I just don't agree with.
It has begun, but it's
a bit more mellow. I don't agree with the men competing against the women.
This goes all the way back even to the fucking swimmer that won that competition down in Texas.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah,
she's fucking got triple the wingspan of the other women that were in that, and yet
I just don't. Like, there seems to be a very obvious answer, and it's the same thing for like, oh, it's women, it's what like the Woman of the Year, or it's whenever we want to celebrate women, it seems to be like a fucking trans woman that shows up. It's like, okay, what?
Yeah, I can't wait for the fucking the
woman president.
No, fuck that shit. I don't care about that.
But like, just why not just have a third category?
Why?
Because there is obviously a third category.
Why not just have one category and have a whatever the fuck we're calling you at this moment award?
I mean, you could just do Person of the Year because nobody really fucking cares about any of that shit anyway.
People don't identify as a person. That are a person. It makes no fucking sense. This whole thing it's fucked up.
Furry of the Year.
Some people.
Furry
Just
of the Year.
What?
Wait,
Furry of the Year, Mittens from Tennessee.
Snowflake, ain't that ironic?
God.
Before we get into another subject that's like listed on here, I wanted to pivot real quick because I know I don't think JP is a fan particularly, but I know Heather and Basement are fans of Dragon Ball, right?
Dragon Ball.
A few episodes, but it's
never
been the American version.
I've never seen it, so I don't know. I'm not going to speculate because every time he's going in hating it. No, I've never seen it.
No.
I can't.
No, it's like I figured not, but I just saw this pop up on my Twitter feed a couple hours ago before we hopped on here. And normally I wouldn't talk about this, but I found this very interesting. They're announcing a new Dragon Ball Z game, shocker, because and personally I've stopped playing after Fighters because it was just so very, whatever, like everything's kind of rinse, slather, repeat. But apparently they're coming out with another Budokai Tenkaichi game.
You said a bunch of words and I understood some of them.
Okay. So when Dragon Ball Z games first came out, like PS2, they had like Budokai, which was the first like 3D modeled game. It was very, very popular. And so Budokai Tenkaichi was kind of a lot more akin to like an adventure fighting game. So it's kind of like Mortal Kombat in the sense of like you could do Mortal Kombat, but you had like a shit ton of characters that you could play and unlock as. So there's an adventure mode, but also a regular like fighting one-on-one mode. And I just thought it was interesting because they haven't made one in fucking, let's see, it was 2007 was the last one of those games they came out with. So I guess they're making a new one. So yeah.
Well, the thing is with Dragon Ball, it's like I watched Dragon Ball and Dragon Ball Z, and I have seen some of GT. I haven't watched the entirety of it through and through, and I did watch Abridged. The games, however, I remember playing them like way early on, like PlayStation 1 and stuff like that. Where I was this is so cool. And looking back at it was fucking terrible. But like any of like I am not a big fighting game guy. Like I find them I find them to be all kind of the same. After like, I've played multiple fighting games, they all turn into the exact same fucking game. Smash buttons until the little event happens. Yeah. It's like, and I know there's like combos and stuff, and it's like, you can get good and play like that. I'm telling you right now, you know what ruined that shit for me? I played, what the fuck was the game? It was Mortal Kombat, and it was like one of the earlier ones, either on Genesis, Super Nintendo, or original PlayStation. Mm-hmm. I played against my sister and it ruined me because I was there and I was looking at the combos. I'm like, oh man, I'm going to fucking beat her ass. You know what she did? She crouched and kicked me until I died.
Yeah.
And it was an unstoppable move for one of the games. And I'm like, doesn't matter how good you are. You'll be beaten by somebody that just picked up the controller that just hits the right buttons at the right time. And I was like, I'm stepping away from this fucking shit because skill? No, it has nothing to do with that. Like, if you have Michael J. Fox hands and you fucking play Mortal Kombat, you'll probably beat everybody in the fucking world.
You're just mad. You're just mad.
I'm just not good enough, I know.
I have questions now. So, let's elaborate on the story of you getting your ass beat by your sister in Mortal Kombat. Just, what happened after what'd you do? Just tell me.
I lost. I took it like a little boy, man.
There was no, I'm gonna beat your ass.
No, I didn't lash out. My sister threw my fucking Nintendo down the stairs.
Because she won?
No, this is a prior engagement. A prior engagement. Okay.
I was gonna say, I win. Let's just show you.
I think we were playing. I think she actually like lost her shit playing Duck Hunt. And I threw the Nintendo down the stairs. And I'm like, no! As I watched it hit every stair in slow motion.
She beats your ass in Mortal Kombat, but she doesn't know how to play Duck Hunt.
Well, first off,
she didn't even know how to play Mortal
Duck Hunt's a bitch of a
Kombat.
game.
All she did was hold down and press square. Or whatever the fuck button was. B?
That was a square.
Yeah, whatever, man. I've been beaten by...
God.
I've been beaten down my whole life.
I just wanted to elaborate on that story. I thought there was more to it, but okay.
I was gonna say you just got mad at Chuck Kong beat your ass in the court of Mortal Kombat tournament.
No, it's just I don't even want to go through like my life story. So I'll just there's a lot of failure. Okay, a lot.
I feel like
how many L's have you
basement
taken?
story.
Several.
quite a few.
Yeah,
Quite a few.
I got like
Canadian basement story.
I might have like
$20 for
5
play.
in the W column, and I have at least 500 in the other.
You look at I'm just picturing like you're looking at like a tally score sheet, and you're like you have the 5 in the W, but they're like weekly drawn in.
Hey, but everyone counts for at least 50 L's, or else I have no reason to go on.
What's that on the right side? What's under L? Why is there a curtain over that? Nah.
You don't see anything. Don't look at it.
Oh, look at them.
Oh god.
Oh God. All right. Since we were on the topic of wrestling earlier, I guess there was an interesting post from Lacey Evans that was fired back at more social media internet drama from wrestling. So Lacey Evans posted on her Instagram, which shows you how much I give a shit about this. How to fix 99% of anxiety and depression. And she listed like exercise hard daily, eat clean, put purpose over pleasure, make a lot more money, stop overthinking, help others and be kind, mind your own fucking business. To which AEW star The Bunny responded with a post saying, some of us manage our mental health issues with medication. To suggest that simply exercising, eat a certain way, working more, etc., will cure your mental illness is harmful and perpetuates the notion that mental health issues aren't actually illnesses. If anyone out there is struggling to do basic human activities due to their anxiety, depression, etc., you aren't alone. Please take care of yourself and don't listen to the narrative that you are choosing to suffer. I know from experience that you are doing the best you can. Sending love to all of you.
Seems like Lacey Evans didn't have a huge disparity in the L versus W column.
What?
All right. I'm going to say this.
Mhm.
I put this story in there.
How dare you?
I'm going to tell you right now what Lacey Evans said is 100% correct. However, there are some people that need to be medicated. Those that are primarily medicated, and the reason that they're medicated is that they have a chemical imbalance in their fucking brain.
Mm-hmm.
Okay?
So she's not correct.
Health and diet are huge. Dude, I deal with depression and all that shit all the fucking time through work. I can tell you, if you work out and you exercise, you will feel so much better. I don't think Lacey Evans is saying, hey, quit taking medication.
No.
Because it's not good
she's
for
not
you.
saying that, but she's kind of alluding
That's what Ellie is responding to.
No. Lacey Evans is kind of like alluding to something being a cure-all. She didn't really say with the caveat of potential things that can't
Yes,
be.
of course she didn't, but I read into that what you will.
Everybody reads into it what they will.
We don't always have to add a caveat. Now, what I will say is the caveat we should say at the beginning, may not work for everybody, but health and diet and exercise does help. A lot of mental illness. It does, because you get that energy out of you. You feel better. Yeah, you're going to fucking be tired and fucking hurting, but you're going to feel better emotionally, mentally. I've seen it.
Meanwhile, over there, Stephen Hawking's like, no.
Medicate. If you have a chemical imbalance in the brain, you should be medicated.
Like what she's saying is like healthy living, kind of. Well, healthy living will give you a healthy mental state.
He's alluding to it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But she's also kind of like, in that statement, she's discrediting like any troubles people might have getting to that point. It's kind of like a lot of people, the bootstrap mentality. It works for people that have boots with straps.
I mean,
like I guess that's the best way I could put it. Like, it's oversimplified, a more complicated issue.
And I know, look, I have anxiety, I have depression. She has it. I know Connor has it.
I think everybody in the world,
everybody has it. It's just
to an extent. Yeah.
What the level is, they're different. Not everybody needs to be medicated, is the point I'm trying to get across, which Allie...
No, and I do think, like...
there's some people out there, I don't think she meant to discredit those.
No, and I mean, like, in all honesty...
That's where I have an issue with Allie's response. Like, why is it necessary? She's trying... I know what she said, but I really think she's trying, hey,
I mean, the thing is, like...
If you are taking your medication, why don't you try working out and exercising and eating right, and maybe you might feel even that much more better.
The problem with this entire statement is you have Lacey Evans is live, laugh, life. It's statements that are just fucking, of course! Like, I don't need anybody to tell me this shit. That's 100% we get it. It's almost to the point that nobody needs to say it to understand what it has in value. And it kind of discredits the thing that I want to do those things, but either I'll try to do them and something will trigger and I'll fucking fall back into a hole, or I can't get myself out of a hole to do it. So she's like, her words, what Lacey Evans is saying is almost not even worth saying.
I agree, and what Allie said was not worth saying either.
Well, that's why Allie responded, in my mind, because it's like, okay, cool, live that life.
Heather's met me. She knows I need to be medicated, but no, I actually, I want to get Heather's thoughts on this first before I go off. I'll let her go. If there's anything she wanted to mention or add to it.
It comes down to it that it seems to me those in AEW are just speaking to be heard. Anytime somebody from the WWE says anything,
I know. You see it all the time. I think
I didn't even take that into account. To be honest with you, I wasn't thinking about the brands in any way. But
I mean, I can tell you right now that somebody will say something like somebody said something and MJF popped in, and I think it might have been the Miz or something. I can't remember. But yeah, so it's prominent. Go ahead, Heather.
That's what it boils down to almost every time with anything that's ever said by anybody in either company. Because it always comes back to WWE person said this, so AEW person has to respond. But when it comes down to this topic, yes, Gina and I had some words with each other over it as a debate, nothing argumentative. But at the end of the day, when you look at what diet and exercise are, they help balance your hormones, which is our other huge triggers for depression and anxiety. So if you get that balanced, you may be able to get yourself to a point where you can get off of that medication. And also, we have a huge opioid pandemic going on in this country right now. And frankly, every doctor out there is the cause of it. Because they sit there and say, oh, you're in pain? Take this.
They gave me fucking Motrin.
I mean, any doctor worth their...
I can still take certain painkillers.
Any doctor worth their salt should be promoting healthy living before they're promoting anything else. Every doctor that I've talked to has been like, do that. And in all honesty, before COVID, it was more promoted. Post COVID, I've been like, they've just been throwing fucking pill haymakers at me. They've hardly mentioned it, which is insane. But yeah.
Doctors these days, it's take this pill, take this pill, take this pill, and then they wonder why there are so many addicts out there.
Yeah, if anybody's addicted to the pills I'm on, I feel bad for you.
Right, but I agree more with Lacey's statement. Yes, there are people out there that need the medication in order to function. However, those are the people that are also not actually taking the advice of their therapists and pushing themselves through difficult tasks. They're just giving up, so therefore their medication's not actually working for them.
Mm-hmm. What she said.
Connor.
I don't have a dog in this fight. I'm perfectly fine. I have no fucking problems. Y'all need medication. No, I'm fucking tapped. So I think there's a truth. I think there's truth in everything everybody just said. So I personally never, first off, ever thought of the whole WWE AEW scenario too. But Heather does make up a point that sometimes you do see more often than not an AEW person coming off of a comment that somebody else in WWE made, positive or negative. So I didn't even think of that as a consideration. But
Clout.
I think
exactly clout.
Yeah,
it's clout. I get it.
So I didn't even. I'll be honest, didn't even take that into consideration. But it's a good point to make up.
But yeah.
So I personally believe that mental health is just like any other type of health, in the sense of there's things you can do to make it better. There's ways to improve upon it, but there is no end all be all quote unquote cure.
No,
that's why I don't like using the phrase that's why I don't like using the phrase illness, because it's like, is anyone ever in perfect health?
No.
There's people who are in better health than others for sure, but there's never anyone who is in like the epitome of perfect health. And so I equate the same thing to mental stuff. There have been, in the last year, I've had great mental health times where I was at like peak and I felt fantastic. And then there were some where I wanted to go crawl into a hole. I think what Lacey Evans was trying to do was trying to promote ways to help with the mental health. I don't think there was any sort of negativity or maliciousness towards her post, but Allie's post did feel more like a snap of the fingers, like, yeah, well, what about this? And it's not that Allie was
necessarily add
necessarily
anything. It just it takes away from everything.
she wasn't wrong either, but just the way she went about it. She could have very easily, I'm talking about the bunny here, could have done her own separate post about mental health awareness or things to help with it, separate from Lacey, not tagging her in it, not doing it. So this goes back to the cloud argument, and not having to be like, yeah, well, and like pointing, almost like fucking pointing her finger, arguing at her. I'm on medication now, and I'll tell you that I think it helps. But I also agree that Lacey Evans' idea of what Heather said with like exercise and dieting to an extent, I think a combination of those things also helps. Is one more powerful than the other? It depends on the fucking person, what you have. But yeah, sorry, go ahead.
It's not even really dieting. It's just eating a better diet than what you have been. You're not eating fast food all the time.
Well, the one thing that I didn't mention that I need to touch on, because I agree pretty much with, I kind of agree with everybody, but there's something that they don't mention, and a lot of mental health has to do, like, they don't even talk about like people you surround yourself with, the conversations you have with those people, and you could be peak physical condition, but if the people you surround yourself with are constantly bringing you down or making you fixate on something about you, then you're fucked. Like, none of these two talk about that. Allie is more like, it's a rebuttal from like a victimhood stance, which I don't like. But Lacey is very much like the Wonder Bread version of, this is how you can have a better better mental health. Neither of them are right, but neither of them are really wrong. But none of this conversation that they had, I would really look at as like my pivoting point for mental health. Yes, you can take things from what Lacey Evans said, but like I said before, it's live, laugh, life. If you haven't heard what she said in that post, then you haven't been alive for more than fucking 15 years. Like bottom line. So yeah, to each their own. But in the end, the mental health shit is as much how well you take care of yourself as much as you surround yourself with people that aren't gonna fucking shit on you constantly or put you in a place where you feel like yeah,
and it frustrates me because I think like we're all roughly in the same age bracket,
not me.
generally speaking. Fucking old man.
19 years old.
Just fucking bear with me, all right, on this point, all right? God damn it. But my point is that like discussions like this about like mental health awareness and depression stuff like this was not more commonplace. And one thing that I've been very happy to see is that there's more general conversations about it in not like, I mean, trust me, there's still leaps we can make with it, but generally speaking, I'm glad that there are more open discussions about it. That being said, shit like this feels like it's a step back.
It is.
And it kind of and that's what's really frustrating more than anything else.
I'm telling you, it's so surface level that it shouldn't even be a thing. Because neither of these two women are really saying anything.
It's hollow.
There's value, but it's such fucking storefront value. Like it's there's value to it, but it's like if you didn't know this already, maybe you have the IQ of a fucking hamster.
I'm sorry. We'll try to fix that as well.
Medication, so much medication.
Give me more.
I'm sorry for my faults.
I say that every morning when I wake up.
You should be. You don't want a negative influence.
The last tidbit I have here was just about the Grizzlies coach, which I have no
Grizzlies player. Grizzlies player,
wasn't it?
So yeah.
I said,
I don't know.
I was reading the said Grizzlies coach Taylor Jenkins has no timeline for Jim Morant's return of a gun video. Oh, this is great. Okay.
So John Morant, this is such a weird situation to me because basketball players, a lot of them, historically have been like, hood life before becoming basketball players, right? Like they lived in big inner cities and they had shitty lives, right? And they're coming out for like a lot of their like friends when they were younger, maybe like some of them like get into like the criminal life or they're in the rap game or whatever it is, right? It's always like the idea is I'm out of the struggle from like Black America. The thing with this guy is that's not the case. He had a completely fine life. He's like, he's akin to John Cena. His life growing up was fine, but then John Cena pretended to be a thug for fucking television. He thinks like it's so weird to see someone have a good life as a kid, grow up, become a basketball all-star, and then be like, I aspire to be a gangster.
Sorry, I laugh because he's from West Newbury, Massachusetts, and let me just tell you right here, right now, West Newbury, Massachusetts is fucking anything but hood.
It's where the Blue Bloods live.
This is so weird because this guy, I've seen a couple of things on him, and he seemed like a level-headed kid, like a good like. Came from a good like family and he had like a strong base growing up and he's an all-star and everything is kind of like worked out that way, and then all of a sudden he's got like multiple altercations going on in the league, and then he's fighting 17-year-olds, beating them up outside of fucking basketball, and making social media videos with him brandishing a gun and calling people out or something. Like, what is going on here? How do you get from point A to point B?
I think it goes back to the previous segment. Mental health. The guy thinks this is exactly what I'm talking about.
Honestly, I think he's just like whatever. Like the cool thing is to be a gangster. He's like mentally stunted. Yeah. He is a 15-year-old trying to be a cool gangster when he's a multimillionaire basketball player that's in his 20s. So why would you want to be one versus the other? And at this point in time, it's getting to that I'm going to risk my position for being a fucking idiot and brandishing a gun. And I found the reason I wanted to bring this up, though, is the league's response. Because in the past,
Yeah.
the league has been pretty fucking Gestapo with shit like this. They'll be like, "You're gone. We're done with you. You're out of here. You're the black mark," right? But in this one, you have people that are coming out. Jalen Rose, who used to be a former Raptor, he came out and he was like, "I sympathize with the man. Me being exactly the same person as him. I was a young black man." It's like, man, Jalen Rose was a young black man in the '80s in Detroit, Michigan. It ain't the same fucking thing.
But here's the difference. And this is what pisses me the fuck off about these basketball players. That for these motherfuckers to sit there and come from hard times and shit, get the fuck out of here. They're going to fucking Catholic schools on fucking scholarships.
Well, nowadays they are, but the people talking
about Jalen Rose he went to a fucking Catholic school.
So Jalen Rose, like, I listened to everything he said, and some of it I agree with. He's like, you know what? I left high school and I was the all-star guy. I went to the NBA and I was the guy that everybody looked up to. But at the same time, the people that I knew in high school got into fucking bad shit. And it's either you rise above it or you become part of it. And I get his angle, and he's like, my job was to be like the person that raised people around me instead of being pulled down by the people around me.
So if we're talking about Jalen Rose, then he was a part of one of the greatest eras of college basketball of all time.
That's true.
He was part of the Fab Five, which I fell in love with that team. They're the same age as me. They're all my age. I graduated with these fucking clowns. Jalen Rose, Chris Webber, Juwan Howard, Jimmy King, and Ray Jackson. They were known as the Fab Five, and they all came in as freshmen, and they're all highly recruited because Steve Fisher cheated, of course. And
they were all pretty good.
Jalen Rose he's probably the third best player on that fucking team.
Yeah.
But I mean, hear anything from Chris Webber ever.
Chris Webber got injured, and that basically ruined his career. But like with Jalen, what I'm basically saying is, you can't compare somebody growing up in the '80s during the crack pandemic in fucking Detroit versus a kid that was born with a relatively silver spoon in comparison, right? And this is where like his comparison loses water, where he's like, you know, you look at like you'd want people around you, you need to lift them up instead of being dragged down by them. It's not the same. It's comparing apples to oranges, and you just can't fucking do it with this guy. And then you have people like Paul Pierce, who is a fucking Paul Pierce is one stupid human being. The man was stabbed 9 times and then played basketball. Yes, whatever. He's 100% born in gangsterhood, right? But the guy's like, oh, it has nothing to do with anything. It's just because he's a successful black man, everyone wants to tear him down. Everyone wants to tear him down. This man he decided to go on his own Instagram with a gun. Who is being like, you should do this, John Morant. This is what you need to do right now. Like, are you fucking idiot? Did they stab your brain 9 times? You dumb son of a bitch.
John Morant's an idiot. I think he's a great talent.
Yeah, but
he doesn't need to do any. He doesn't even need to do any of this shit.
The thing is, they're spinning it at a sympathetic angle for a guy that it's like a sympathetic angle for Triple H.
Yes.
You know what I mean? Like it doesn't make a lot of sense. They're like, why would you go from like it's like me all of a sudden becoming an NBA star and being like, but check out my gun collection and let me beat up kids. What?
You know what? I actually believe that would actually happen in real life too.
Yeah.
For you.
But it's like basically what Jalen Rose was saying is like fame goes to your head and makes you do fucking weird shit. So they're hoping he gets back on track.
Perfect fucking example.
Yeah, I'm 100% in agreement with that. So there isn't like it's not like I'm without sympathy for him, but also he's a millionaire, so I am. The bottom line is the league is like, at first it was like, oh, he's suspended for 2 games, and now it's like we don't know when he's coming back. And the last thing I saw, which was fucking hilarious, is the where is it? No timetable for Ja Morant's return during healing process. Healing process? What the fuck is this?
From what, a gun wound?
Healing process from brandishing a gun on Instagram. What world do we live in, man?
Yeah.
Man. Jesus fucking Christ. A healing
Need time to heal.
process. What a...
He hurt.
No.
No, he was suspended because
Okay, just making sure. That's because he's healing. What is he healing?
The only thing hurt on him is his image.
yeah.
He's healing his image.
And
So
then you have the people on Twitter. The people on Twitter that's like...
caring about the fucking guy's image, but...
The funny part is the people on Twitter are like, oh, I don't understand why anybody's mad. Like, it's not illegal to own a gun or, have it on social media. I'm like, yeah, it's not illegal, but he is, for all purposes, fucking, he's a celebrity and he's in NBA basketball league that kids look up to, and he's got sponsors. So running around with a gun, like it's not illegal, but like all your sponsors will dry up, and kids will be like, "I'm looking up to the guy that showed the gun on Instagram instead of how he plays basketball."
Or what was he doing with the gun? So was he waving it about, acting like a fucking dumbass?
I can't think of anything positive that came out of this.
Yeah, it was taken down, but it's him. Like, the thing is, I've seen videos of him where he looks like just a wholesome kid, and then the next video is him wearing like fucking gold teeth with a gun in his mouth, looking at the camera, and then apparently he beat up a 17-year-old kid randomly, and he also got into an altercation with Indiana Pacers coaching staff. It's just like one thing after the other after the other.
There's your cover for NBA 2K24.
I don't know, him with a gun staring.
Yep.
He is the best player on this team.
He is so good for this to happen. Yeah.
Him watching him and Giannis go back and forth this year in a game that I watched, he outdid him.
Yeah.
He outdid Giannis, and this is one of the best teams in the NBA. They're like second, right behind Denver in the West, and he's doing this shit,
hurting his team because he's not there to play.
It's funny. He did this shit, so he got suspended.
If I am the Memphis Grizzlies, I am getting rid of this guy. I don't care what it takes. Give me somebody that wants to fucking be here. I would have fucking, and if it pissed off the fans, fuck them.
The thing that I find hilarious is like when you have all these like this outpouring of sympathy for him, it's like, okay, but literally the rest of the league is 94% black young kids not doing this. So where's like what? I mean, this happened in the past, but do you remember a player called named Gilbert Arenas?
Yes.
So his career ended essentially when they found a bunch of a couple automatic weapons in his locker. He put them in his locker.
Fucking why?
How dumb do you have to be, right?
He was very bright.
No, and that was the end of his career. It's like, man, you and at that point in time, the guy was 30 plus. You are making millions of dollars in the NBA, but you can't seem to leave the hood behind. That's a you problem, man. You can't blame anybody else. You're just dumb as shit.
Here's a this is all coming back. So this all comes back to the ownership and the fans of these sports. You see these fucking guys act like this, and then an owner releases a guy, or they just flat out release him. And everybody's like, oh, they just took him away from things he loves doing. And it's just like the whole fucking WWE releases thing. Mm-hmm. And then people, you don't understand that this team has a chance to win a title, win a world championship. As an owner, that's why I'm saying get rid of the fucking guy. Because he's costing me money by not fucking doing his job and acting like a fucking clown. This is why this is why players get released, and nobody understands why. Jesus fucking Christ.
This is
the thing that blows my mind is these people come out here, well, we're just here if you're not, I said it last night. I was on the stream that I did last night. I was talking about this in Major League Baseball, and I'm going off on a tangent here, but I need to say this. In Major League Baseball, there is no salary cap. Players can fucking sign with whoever they want. I think the highest paid player in baseball is making $50 million a year, right?
It's stupid.
So it's like basketball. There's
a cap on salary, but basketball does have a salary cap.
Yes, but in Major League Baseball, and all I hear from fans is, "Oh, I'm just happy that the Brewers make the playoffs." I don't give a shit if they make. I mean, it's great, but can we get past? Hey, I'm just so happy that let's win a World Series, because that's what most owners really want. Because you're trying to build prestige on your team, and having this kind of shit happen, I'd fucking get rid of his ass, and I'd fucking build around somebody completely different.
So there's when it comes to teams, there's so many teams that exist just to get to the playoffs because the team makes money. They have no aspirations of winning. They just have aspirations of being a winning team. When it comes to this type of behavior, I'm with you. I feel like the diva aspect of sports needs to come to an end. Don't build around a player, build around a team. When it comes to John Morant, I would be looking to ship him. He has value, and there's dumb fucking teams out there that are willing to take. And he's not even the worst case, but there's teams out there that are willing to take players like him. Rewind a year ago, everybody knows, if you're a basketball fan, even if you're not, you probably know Ben Simmons, a guy that fucking didn't play because he's like mental health. He is a waste of space pile of garbage, and every chance he gets, he proves it. And the funniest fucking thing, I can't believe you're going to go from like how he was, the accolades that the things he could have achieved, and he was on par to achieve, to where he is now, where the team, he's on the Brooklyn Nets. They lost all their stars. Even now, they won't hardly play the motherfucker because he's garbage.
Here's the thing about Ben Simmons, and I can go back. He played at LSU, and he ended up, he was a top prospect in all of basketball. They said he's the next fucking...
Yeah, he had LeBron fucking James potential.
And they're bringing him in, and fucking the guy's 6'10". The only thing he can do is handle the basketball. He could be Giannis.
Well, he can. No. You know what he's going to be? Draymond Green. That's his ceiling. Draymond Green. At this point, that's all I see, because it's he can score, but he's unwilling to. Yep. He can play really good defense, which he does. He's still a good defender. He can pass the ball, but he seems to be. It seems like he doesn't want to play the fucking sport that he's playing for.
He was the number 1 pick in the draft that year.
So he's like one of these dumb fucking people. And you know who I'm going to throw in this, because I saw this on Twitter. I don't know if it's 100% true, but I saw on Twitter. Billie Eilish, who's like, I just want to be poor. I just want to live like the normal life. It's like, shut the fuck up, you dumb bitch. You look like you're on Xanax 99% of the time. You just want to be poor? Go be poor for a little bit. Let's see how that works out for you.
Go in a fucking box and spend all your fucking money.
I just want to work a 9 to 5. After making millions of dollars, I just want to work 9 to 5. Real soon, you're going to realize how fucking dumb you are for saying such things. Shit. It's like, it's just easier to live the simple life. Is it really, when you can't decide whether you're going to pay rent or fucking buy food? Yeah. Oh, it's the simple life, isn't it? Oh, I hope Billie Eilish gets hit by a fucking transatlantic flight.
She needs to go on it. There needs to be a show. This $1 million idea right here. We need to build a show. Fucking celebrities working McDonald's.
You know what we need to do?
Have motherfucking dinner rush.
Let's just do the Hunger Games.
Wage celebrities.
Put them in fucking Starbucks. Make them fucking work Starbucks.
Oh, you know what you do? You start the show by being like, how much is your net worth? And be like, guess what? It's all gone. We gave it to kids in Africa. Now you have to start anew. And your first job is McDonald's. And where you're living, well, guess what? McDonald's.
It's an $1,800 studio In
No.
New York.
$800 studio in New York. Now, first of all, that doesn't exist. It's a $2,000 studio in New York. You're making $13 an hour. The simple life. I hope you fucking die for having the gall to say something like that.
We take
Jesus
over under
Christ.
bets on how long it takes for them to live in a refrigerator box.
I can't wait till they mentally break so I can send them live, laugh, life.
Yeah.
Oh God, full fucking circle. I love it. It's the circle of death.
Well, me personally, I've never heard anything Billie Eilish has ever done, but I look at her and I think she's a Xanax bar with breasts.
Yeah.
So I don't really get the hype. Oh, she changed her hair color. I honestly, it's just fucking. Sometimes I just want
She
to.
bleeped it because she got bored.
I mean, if they lowered their requirements for the people going to Mars, I would be able to join. Because I can't do it no more, man. It's killing me.
I'm with you.
Well, I mean, what's his name? Hawking did say that before he passed. Obviously, he said. Someone asked him like, "Oh, is there any hope for the Earth?" I'm paraphrasing here, so bear with me. He's like, "No, the only way the Earth can be saved is if we get and human race can like exist long term is if we get the fuck out."
You ever think as soon as he died, he went to heaven? And it's like, climb the staircase, my son. He's like, oh fuck.
Well, it's funny. He had a great sense of humor.
Yeah,
there was a John
like,
Oliver.
Honestly, like in all honesty, like for being fucked to that extent, to be that like, I mean, I'm sure he battled his demons, but like to be that outwardly positive.
There was a joke that I love. John Oliver interviewed him when John Oliver was first doing the last week tonight, and he says, "So your theory is that there are parallel fucking multiverse. We can't escape it. Marvel." He goes, your theory is that there is an infinite amount of parallel worlds and universes out there that are similar to ours, right?
I remember. I know.
He goes, Is there a parallel universe where, let's say, I'm smarter than you? And Stephen Hawking's like, no, not you, never.
He's like, there's also a parallel universe where you're funny.
Where you're funny, yeah. I love that. That was great. Oh man. But anywho, that's all I got. I think anything else you want to contribute this week?
I saw on Twitter that, and I really don't give. The only reason I'm mentioning this is just so we have something to talk about because I don't really give a fuck.
If you're gonna say fucking Dragon Ball on the screen,
no. Everybody knows that. We haven't really talked about this person, but Andrew Tate is in some sort of fucking prison and apparently has lung cancer or something. And I was like, what's going on with this storyline?
So I've been following this story. What's the angle? Who's going over? I've heard a little bit about this. So basically, I've been following this, but I haven't commented on it because I just fucking hate Andrew Tate. I do not like him as a human being personally. I he's just like a pretentious piece of shit.
He's one of those
asshole.
Those smoking cigars sitting there being like, why can't you be me? When he kind of like, I'm sure he worked to where he got, but it was also like the dominoes fell in place.
Not the pizza. That was me. So I just don't like the guy. And so I guess he got detained for
human trafficking.
He transferred from his lap to mine and she almost slipped off and all I heard was
yeah, I was her right now.
If you watch it on the replay, you'll see.
So sorry.
No, that's all good.
Yeah, Andrew Tate and human trafficking.
Yeah.
I was in Wendy. I was into listening to this. So
he got detained and arrested for apparently connections to some sort of human trafficking charges, and he's been detained ever since like right around Christmas time. Mm-hmm. And he is still incarcerated as far as I know. Now I have no idea about the lung cancer thing.
I mean, that came up where it's like I don't know. I don't even know why this person is so popular. In all honesty, like he's I'm assuming he's a YouTube celebrity. That's kind of what it seems like. But he's also
Kinda.
like super pro masculinity or pro man
Yeah.
shit. Where he's
Oh
like,
yeah.
I smoke cigars and I have a full head of hair, and then you see the pictures of him. It's like no.
Yeah, he
Just
he
accept.
also put out a post to Greta Thunberg saying, "I've got these are just 13 of my cars. I got 12 others in the back."
He's one of those guys that's like, I've got 18 Lambos and I've got this and I've got that, and it's like he very much like values how he's seen and how his wealth is seen.
Yeah.
So I find it fucking hilarious that he got detained for human trafficking, and if in fact the thing is like just from an observant point of view, from like not knowing everything, yes, I can believe he's involved in human trafficking.
Yeah.
Because he seems to not really give a shit about humans.
You want to hear the funniest part? You want to hear how the funniest part to me was how he got caught.
Oh yeah, yeah, I know what you're going to say.
So I could be wrong on the country, so apologies because I don't follow that.
Romania, it's Romania.
I was gonna say I believe it was Romania. So he was being wanted specifically in Romania, and during a live stream he ordered pizza, and when he ordered pizza, the box on the live stream was identified as a Romanian pizza place. So the Romanian police found him, and they went to his place, and they found the pizza order, and they were able to detain him that way. I'm like, you fucking dumbass.
Yeah.
If you're on the run from the cops that much, like, why would you not think?
The items that can identify where you are off of camera.
He looks like if you took E.T. and gave him a gym membership.
With Vin Diesel mixed in a little bit.
And I guess he just loves fucking pizza, apparently. Romania is a great place. He is a pile of shit. He just seems like a terrible person. You know when you like you might agree with certain people to an extent, but you kind of like get that like taste of terribleness.
Mm-hmm.
You ever see the Be a Man comedian?
Yes.
He's like that, but if everybody took it seriously.
Yeah, the YouTubers out there that are like, this is what a beta male does. It's like, okay.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well,
if you
I'm a
have to,
masturbator.
if like you know, what it sounds like to me is, Jesus Christ, your Savior.
Micro penis on the planet, but you still need to pay attention to me.
Yeah,
no, talk about micro dick energy.
It's just another way to like control people. Being like, if you want to be an alpha male like me, then you gotta like. It's like, what?
Suck my dick.
I mean, you know that guy's fucking man ass left, right, and center. Andrew Taint.
Yeah.
I like that nickname a whole lot better.
Yeah, like, but it's weird because like in YouTube you get like these groupings of what I would like say is akin to like religious sex of like weird beliefs that happen.
What the fuck was that? No, not docking.
Soaking party.
Yeah. Soaking party. We find weird shit.
What's up, Boto? You're here in time for the soaking party.
Yeah.
Wear your traditional sheet, I guess. I don't exactly remember how it was done. Oh yeah, you just put dick into vagina and wait.
Yeah. Yep. Just like
but but it's a party when you have other people moving the environment. That's the part that cracks me up more than anything else. Like,
oh my god! Imagine being in a soaking party when like an earthquake hits. Oh no.
Oh man, that was the best soaking party ever. 30 people died from the earthquake. Yeah, but
however, 30 people were born.
So it all evens out.
Act of God.
Oh god. But I don't think I got anything else on my plate. How about you guys? Anything else?
I mean, I can reach, but I don't have much.
I thought you'd be ready to fucking pass out at this point.
No, man, I'm telling you, for some reason, the less sleep I get, the more awake I am, but the more dumb I am.
That makes sense.
Yeah, it's usually how it works.
Yeah, I'm like super stupid.
Brain next to work so good.
Brain, anorexia.
Oh man.
I don't know. I know that the show was relatively short, so I don't know if we want to like hit on anything else before we.
Can't really think of too much on my end. My brain no work so good either, so I'm not the right person to ask this kind of information.
The only other thing I can think of is more of an announcement more than a discussion topic, and that is Mortal Kombat is coming out with Mortal Kombat 12.
Oh shit!
This already.
No.
JP,
I shared it in the chat. We didn't talk about it.
I mean, I don't. The thing is, I like Mortal Kombat enough. I don't like it enough to buy any of the games they ever release. I'm not a fighting game guy. I'll play it if we do the tournament, but other than that, I don't really give a fucking shit.
Yeah, I don't know if we're going to be able to do the tournament with everybody's schedules being so all over the place.
We'll make it work.
No, we won't.
Yes, we will.
Don't give me false hope, you son of a bitch. Fucking Tom.
This is the Chamber of Secrets.
Tom Sizemore died at 61.
Yes.
Oh yeah, you know what? I'm a dick. I saw him pop up, and I could not put the name and the actor's face to anything I could remember.
Really? Saving Private Ryan?
I was about to say I saw Saving Private Ryan was the only one I could think of, or only one I saw, but I didn't like dig deep enough.
I actually enjoyed him as an actor.
Oh shit, he had a brain aneurysm. That's fucking
brain aneurysm.
Yeah,
that's not fun.
Talk about the people that are being buried in their homes by all of the snow. I feel not one bit fucking sorry for those people. I don't know what you want me to say.
Talk about it.
Talk about what? I didn't know what happened.
All right, let's look at this up.
Yeah, that's why I have no idea. All I know is us living in cold areas of the world, being buried by snow is kind of, hey, it's a Tuesday.
Wait, how are they being buried by snow?
Look, I mean, get a snowplow. That's all I can tell you, man.
Oh no! So in LA they had snow for once.
What?
Yes, they had snow.
For how long?
They had snow.
They had
buried by snow. Like, oh my god!
I don't remember. This is California, the Sunshine State. Yeah. They've never dealt with snow.
The North.
I mean, usually they're on fire. So.
Yeah.
Oh,
they were, but you know what? I get the problem because when it comes to a place that never experiences it, or even experiences it every year, like where I live, as soon as a little bit of snowfall hits the fucking ground, people are like, How do I operate my car at max speed retardedly? Yes.
It's fucking rain up here. Like as soon as it rains here, people are like, "Oh, okay, I'm just gonna like throw on my blindfold."
I can imagine like in California, snowfall would be equivalent to like the end of the world on the roads. Just imagine LA's fucking the entire like highway system with snow. Jesus Christ.
Yeah, that's a good point. Fuck all that noise.
Yeah. Anywhere that gets just a foot of snow, and they freak the fuck out.
So
we can laugh at this.
I can. It happens all the time.
I grew up in New York.
I mean, honestly, all I can tell you is the plows and shovels.
I'm just laughing at basically saying it's okay for us to laugh.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm not making fun. I just don't feel sorry for them.
This is my N-word.
Yeah.
Holy shit.
Oh God.
We'll be okay. You'll be okay. It'll melt. I promise. Good fucking God. Fucking 70 degrees every other fucking day in fucking California. You fucking get a snowflake and you lose your shit.
Oh, sounds like we already got one.
Cocaine is falling.
California love. Oh my god!
Everybody out there just sniffing the earth.
Cocaine Bear, so we shouldn't be watching this.
Honestly, with the amount of people that do cocaine in California, you think they'd have this fucking roads cleared in 10 seconds? It's like we finally found a purpose for all those
Somebody
motherfuckers.
accidentally turned on the fan.
Oh my god!
California needs a lot of things, and help is one of them. But I'm not willing to fucking give them help because nobody gave one shit about fucking Wisconsin.
Bring your razor blades and credit cards and of course mirrors to make sure you clean up all the snow that you see on the street.
Get out there and do your duty. Sniff it, baby.
Yeah, you said duty.
I mean, I don't know what I'm sorry it snowed in California. I really am.
I'm not. I don't give a
Not.
fuck. Taste it. Live with it.
Shit. You know, if I cared, if it fucking rains here too, by the way. Fucking LA gets no snow. They get no fucking rain. It's fucking 80 degrees every fucking day. Eat my dick.
I just want to go to California and play all the bad, really shitty, cold puns from Batman and Robin with Arnold Schwarzenegger as Mr. Freeze and just go around to, it's a cold town, and just like all day playing that for him.
Honestly, dress up as like Mr. Freeze and just commit a bunch of fucking crimes.
All right, everybody, chill.
Chill out. You're going away for a long time. Stay cool.
What killed the dinosaurs? The Ice Age!
We're deporting you.
Worth it. Oh, I have to leave California. How fucking horrible.
No.
It's like everybody wins.
You know what? Weather-wise, it would be. Because California is fucking a beautiful place to live. Except for it, unfortunately, being California.
Great save.
In California, and I can honestly tell you it's not that great.
I think the weather and everything would be nice. It's just the people.
It's not even the weather.
Nothing
Everybody-
against the Californians.
I'm gonna be honest with you. I don't think California's that beautiful. Everybody says, "Oh, California's beautiful." It really isn't.
The only time it's beautiful is when you go up into the mountains.
I've been in San Diego. That's the nicest place.
Hey, you're
in
going to California to fucking go back to fucking Minnesota? The only place good in California is the cold mountains.
I'm not saying that, but I'm just pointing out that, you know, everybody says how beautiful California is. It's not that great.
I've never been. I've been to Florida, and Florida
Like I
was
said,
like... Florida had like this weird used condom feel.
It does.
You're not wrong. Yeah.
Like, I don't know what it was. It was a really nice place, but everything just seemed... There was a
Like you have to
taint.
wash your hands after you went
there was
everywhere.
a taint on the entire place. I don't know what it
You ever-
was. But
You ever get that stuff that has like a weird fucking film on it?
yeah,
Like a
it just...
plastic- yeah.
Something about Florida felt dirty,
Off.
yet it was like, oh man, it's kind of like paradise, except everything outside of that initial idea is hell on earth.
It's literally near the taint of like fucking country. So
You've been to Hispaniola.
Yes.
what?
So, I've been there. There certain places are very beautiful, but I can honestly fucking tell you it's really not that beautiful of a country or island.
There are... Okay, I've been to several places that I would categorize as beautiful, but even when they're beautiful, there's like this dark underbelly of terribleness, and it has to do with the populace more than it has to do with the place. The place is beautiful. The populace makes it kind of disgusting. And that is probably true for about 80% of the places I've been.
Yeah, I was about to say, Alpha said in the chat, he goes, it's hard to say California is beautiful when there are homeless people in every direction you look.
Yeah,
That's
just
true.
don't
It just
don't
made me
look
think of the
down.
South Park episode.
Don't look down.
Don't look down.
Yeah, just don't look down.
Deal.
No, I mean that's kind of the truth for like any like big Okay, if anybody's gonna go and fucking take a vacation anywhere, go to a non-big tourist destination. You'll actually experience something beautiful and nice. You won't experience the fucking people that live there that hate every tourist and the over Americanized version of what you're looking for.
Well, then
It's
you
like,
don't
oh,
want
I
Boston.
just landed in like the middle of Ethiopia. 18 Starbuckses are around, yet everybody's starving.
I also don't understand how New York City is such a huge vacation destination.
Ooh, I would never go. I have no interest in going to New York.
I've been there, and I can tell you it's not a great place
It's
either.
like, do I want to go? First of all, I have no interest in going to Toronto, and that's only like 30 minutes away. And I'm like, do I want to go there, but worse? New York.
Exactly.
I mean, around here, everybody says it's beautiful, but I can honestly tell you, it's
cleaner than most big cities.
It's well, what I'm going to say is it's not, because you roll down your window and it smells of cow shit.
Well, it's because there's farms.
And I get that. So everybody says, "Oh, it's beautiful here. Just come smell the air on a."
Sorry, I was booking all my flights.
You know,
places we're talking about.
at least you can pinpoint what the air smells like. Go to Toronto, and it's like, I don't know if I'm smelling like a yeast infection or
bus exhaust, human BO, and fucking dirt all over the streets.
Absolutely. That's not like there's not dirt in our street, but what I'm getting at is it's not every place has their
problems.
There's some like driving up and down the Wisconsin, the Mississippi River, beautiful.
Honestly, you're gonna go anywhere. Just choose a place that is not a huge destination for travelers.
Sorry, I'm just laughing at also the fact that Basement's like, oh, at least you can identify what the smell of the air is. That's not a great selling point for wherever.
Well, if at least I know I'm smelling shit and being like, what's that? Is that a hint of AIDS?
New York City is so bad. I get strep throat walking through the subway tunnels.
I mean, I was reading up on things. I'm sorry. Go ahead, Connor.
No, I'm just like that's fucking accurately terrible.
I was doing some research because I'm playing hockey again, and I'm trying to find a nickname for the I didn't know that Boston was the most
annoying.
It's the most annoying, but it is what do they call that?
Douchebag?
On foot. I can't think of it. Traveling. On foot traveling.
Most traversed?
Pedestrian. Yeah, it might be it. The pedestrianism in Boston
the most foot traffic?
It's the
really?
Most, yeah. More people in Boston are walking than any other place per capita.
In the U.S.?
My parents and I were in the city. No, I'm not. We were in this city.
I am.
Going to Madison Square Garden to the Empire State Building to meet up with my aunt and uncle because she wanted to be there for her birthday. Fucking moron. And going down into the subway systems, going from platform to platform, I ended up with strep throat.
You know what? I can believe it because the subway systems, just like underground parking, is like you want to inhale death constantly. There is a taste and a scent to fucking subways. It's so gross.
You have to pee. They don't have bathrooms down there.
No, man, it's more than urine. It's like every fucking disease rolled into one, and then you get the scent of any fucking piece of automation that exists. It smells disgusting, honestly. And any form of fucking subways are disgusting. The entire city of Toronto smells like a fish's asshole. So fuck that.
I mean, at least with New York, the only time you get that is when you go down to the fucking harbor and go to the fish market.
I mean, I don't want to have to go to Toronto and then fucking,
beautiful city. The thing is,
it
depends which way
why does it smell like a fish's asshole?
It depends on which way the wind is going.
That's the scene.
In all honesty, it's like the Lake Ontario is fucking toxic as shit, and it's like
So is Lake Michigan.
Yeah.
So is Lake.
The fish asshole smell is the same thing at the seaport over here. So
yeah. I mean, there's the smell of the ocean, and then there's the smell of what we've done to the lake.
Yeah.
And that's what we get here. It's disgusting. Yeah, like I don't know, man. Toronto, like I'm a type of person. I don't know. I know there's people out there that love big cities. Not for me. Not in any
Nope, me
way.
neither.
First of all, people don't like them. Second of all, the disgustingness that people produce, don't like it. Third of all, the attitudes of people in the city where everyone's like, I have to move at 1,000,000 miles per second because every second is worth $10,000. It's like, man, shut the fuck up and chill out. You either get that or you get in down. Oh my god, the last couple times I've gone, you either get the people that are like working faster to end up in the grave, or people that are taking fucking TikTok, Instagrams of everything they do, and it's like, why is this happening?
Where's this at?
Toronto.
Oh,
It's not just happening in Toronto. It's fucking happening everywhere. I mean, I don't understand the obsession with having to do a TikTok in fucking public.
People have no shame. People have no. It's like like you're walking down the street, and they're like in Toronto. It's like a herd of people walking down the street, and then there's one person with a tripod and a camera, fucking crunking in the middle of the street while everybody's walking by. And it's like, okay, yes, I guess.
well, you know what I would fucking do? I just full on fucking just plow fucking guy right over.
Oh, it's like the one video I shared in the group chat of the girl outside doing a TikTok after it had just rained, and the car just splashed her through a fucking puddle.
I love that.
Honestly, anybody
all over the world.
Social media in public needs to be destroyed, and especially in gyms. Gyms are already hard enough for a lot of people to go to. Don't do this fucking bullshit. I'm going to videotape myself with my big ass slowly moving down to the ground. And I'm also going to get everybody in the background. And if anybody comes up to me, says, what are you videotaping me? I'm going to make it seem like they're hitting on me. And they're the worst people. It's like, oh my god, you talk to me? Meanwhile, she's wearing a fucking string bikini with her fucking gigantic fake tits flopping all over the place. It's like, you noticed me?
That was me with the giant flat tips. Anyway,
giant flips.
We have giant flips. We're getting off topic here. The point is, don't do it.
I don't think we really had a topic.
There wasn't.
I forgot what I was gonna say.
Anyway, Boston's the most traversed country. Jesus Christ! I need to get to bed.
That's what happened.
I'm honestly surprised by the whole thing about the pedestrian thing you said, Jay. I would have thought up and down New York, or New York City would have had.
Boston.
Because Boston has more things spaced out, which I guess that makes. Well, actually, you know what? Now that I think about it,
it's like as soon as you said that, it's like, well,
hear me out. Things are not only more spaced out, but I swear to fuck, there are more like one-way streets in Boston. That's like every two, and so that makes more sense. Is that like there's not as many things accessible via vehicle straight out. So now that I think about it out loud, that actually makes a little sense.
In New York City, everything that everybody wants to go to is in Times Square.
Yeah.
I would imagine.
Times Square, so.
I mean, Toronto's kind of like that. It has a couple districts, but I imagine the foot traffic is huge because, first of all, if you're driving in Toronto, you might as well just fucking drive your car into a wall.
Same with
and
New
be
York
like,
City.
oh, accident. Because nobody knows how to drive. And everything's like bumper to bumper, and everything's a one-way street.
Yeah, every other street in Boston is a one way, and makes it extremely infuriating.
I drive into Toronto and then I find the first fucking parking place and I leave it there. I don't care if I have to walk 17 miles to get to where I'm going. I ain't driving this fucking shit.
Uh-huh.
Hey, that's why for my work, I'm glad I'm going north of Boston, not south, because they're like, "Oh, you want to go in the city?" I'm like, "Nah, get the fuck out of here."
Yeah, I was just going to say, back on the TikTok video, it's like that one thing that they had this person was doing. I think she was doing. Remember that fucking?
Oh yeah, the girl in the supermarket.
She was doing a fucking dance in the middle of the fucking supermarket with fucking people walking by, right in the middle of the fucking aisle.
God, yeah. And I think it was in Walmart or something.
Somebody posed the question: does this bother? Is this okay? I mean, I don't care what you're doing, but the fuck out of my way. It's not that I care, but fuck TikTok, man.
Just want my chips. I
know what it's being used for, and I already have disdain. Here's my question: if you can go back in time and do something, what would you do?
That's a loaded question.
Video.
I know what my answer is, and it's kind of close, but there's a 100% winner. I mean, I could go back in time and kill Hitler as a baby, but no.
Well, Hitler never had babies. Well, actually, yes, he did.
As a baby.
Oh, as a baby.
Yeah. But my choice is to go back in time and the kid that invented the floss. I'm killing him first and foremost.
Why?
Because it had more effect on me than Hitler.
Did you never floss properly?
I just hate it. I hate it so much. It's one of the most hated things in my life. I know it has no
You
it has
can't
no
do it,
merit.
can you?
I can do it, but I'd rather kill myself.
Wait. So wait, you can do it?
Well, anybody can do it. Just can.
I can.
Yeah, you'll learn. I'll teach right before I kill you.
You're gonna teach me how to floss?
Now answer the question.
I got a laundry list of things I wish I could undo or change.
Now, Alpha, I would never make sure that social media doesn't become a thing, because then none of us would have ever met.
Touche.
Social media is okay in certain aspects. It's just when people just like, I've got a fucking 4-year-old that all she does all day, you know, that Wednesday Addams fucking dance. All she does, she walks around the house, and now she's getting really fucking, it's starting to scare the shit out of me. My kid has learned how to fucking, she's gonna be like, Dad, I want to go to TikTok dance school of dance, because it's coming.
Oh yeah, sure it is. Although apparently Basement's giving out free lessons. So
remember, your timeline is.
Does she want to learn how to floss?
Yeah,
she does. She was doing it today.
Good.
I wanted to throw her through a window.
Yeah, it's honestly, come on, that's the worst thing.
I would never do that.
yeah.
That's fucking.
What?
All right, I think we ended things on a high note here.
Area you control. You put on your timeline what you want on your timeline. If you see something you don't like, mute it or block it.
How many ads I've blocked? I think I blocked the keyboard elves about 3 fucking times. I'm not kidding.
I do have a question though for you guys that use TikTok.
Yes.
Why?
I only use it for the funny videos.
I honestly only used it at the beginning as a promotional platform for other things I had going on, but honestly, I have not posted on TikTok in fucking forever, so now it's just to follow others.
So, like, the trends of what TikTok has become is like an abomination towards mankind, right? Like,
social media. It's not even social media.
No, but it's like the worst. It's the worst, like, bare minimum of what it could be.
Instagram. That's all it is.
Like, no, but it's
okay.
I don't use that either. But like when I see like these, it's people. It's everybody. Oh, somebody comes up with a skit, and then you have everybody on Earth doing the same thing. And
I was about to say,
I'm
let me put it
what
this way.
the fuck is this? Like, this is the way the world ends.
This is the way.
Like everyone was talking about like what is it? Lemurs jumping off the fucking cliff. This is our version of that.
Not lemurs, lemmings.
Lemmings. There we go.
Did you close? Did you ever think? I mean, okay, put it this way. I don't think any of us like Twitter, right? I'm pretty sure.
I like aspects of Twitter.
I don't hate Twitter.
And I get your saying. I like aspects of fucking TikTok, but TikTok's core is just like Twitter. I would get rid of Twitter though. I would, except for this.
Did you really think social media was going to get better?
No.
I'm just. That's That's kind of my like little thing.
No, we're
I'm
kind
gonna
of
hang
like
up on
boiling
is,
down to like a point where people are gonna go online and be like, and it's gonna be that's the video. The next one,
we're close to that.
the next one,
Sorry.
and then we're just cavemen.
Yeah.
In my opinion, the absolute pinnacle of social media was MySpace.
Wednesday.
Check out my next video where I do.
What were you saying?
The absolute pinnacle of social media was MySpace. It just crashed from there.
I know.
That's the only thing you do, Boto. Jesus Christ! Don't only do that. Do other things.
Have you ever seen the
Sleep.
sun?
All I do is Twitter. I didn't. I like honestly. We talked about Sir Cardinal. I didn't know he left like YouTube. Whatever the reasons are, I'm sure he has.
No, I just what's funny? I just saw him post on his YouTube channel.
I think his YouTube channel. If I had to speculate, I would say like he might have got like in trouble from YouTube. And
no,
had to
he just
take
posted.
a couple
Hold on,
months off.
I literally just saw it on my subscription feed. Hold on, yeah, here it is. Oh, it's just a. It was just a. It looks like it was a home video from him at a house show in Toronto back on Saturday.
I'm wondering if his channel got flagged for something, like he had the audio for a game or something, and it was just like
could be. I mean, shit, we did that with all that the fucking time. It's just
Yeah.
ready to
I
blow
never
my brains out on that one.
honestly, I want to become the first person to do that on TikTok. Just make random sounds, and eventually,
You never know.
eventually, maybe like the end of that channel would be the beginning of was it Space Odyssey 2001? We finally made it.
Daisy.
Probably be one of the greatest fucking TikTok videos fucking ever. In our next episode, I'll make a different noise.
Oh, did you real quick tangent here? I think we mentioned this before. They're doing a History of the World Part 2.
Yes, they are.
Yes.
It's an 8-part series on Hulu, and only Hulu.
I'll never see it.
I have Hulu.
I
So
can't.
if you guys want it,
I can't even try to get
Great.
it.
I am very afraid for this because, yes, even though Mel Brooks is still the creator and writer and producer for all of this, I am afraid it's going to be all New Age agenda shit stuffed in with the stuff that he did before.
At
Why
first, there was Adam and Adam.
I'm telling you, fucking why.
I'm right there with you, Heather. As far as like it's not going to be the same as the first part. There's no effing way. So the question is just how much is it gonna hurt?
Yeah.
A lot.
It-
Trust me,
it's
a
really
lot.
gonna
I
hurt.
know.
It's really gonna hurt because the greats like Harvey Korman, fucking Madeline Kahn, Mel Brooks himself can't do it anymore.
It's gonna be the dollar store version of
Well,
woke
there are-
America.
There are hold on. There were some pretty significant names tied to it.
Oh no.
I'll pull up the. No, I'm not joking. There were some pretty decent names that were tied to it. I just got to see the list. Let me see if I can pull it up here. So it sounded promising. Like I think I know we're not huge fans of him, but Seth Rogen was, I think, slated to play Moses.
He's the most fucking snowflake out of them all.
Well,
Seth Rogen is a big like 50-50 for me because I know his true self I hate, but I'll at least give him some like credit for what he's been part of in the past, where I think he can like toe the line between being funny and a certain level exploitative without being. We have to respect everybody under the sun.
when's it come? Wait, is it out now?
I have no idea. Boto says Cardinal was saying that he was too busy family-wise. You know what, though? That was kind of always the case. I know he has his family going on, and he does his work.
Ow.
So, like, being around for so many different sporting events, it would kind of, like, take away anything that he was doing.
It looks like it starts today, so it should be out by like right now.
What's that?
History of the World Part 2. Let me see if I can find more. Like, I want to let's see who's in there. So, episode 1, General Grant heads out in search of a drink after the Russian Tsar has executed Schmuck Mudman and his family head to Moscow. All right, let me see who's in this.
I also worry about like how that type of comedy will translate to today, not in terms of people that like enjoyed it from the past, but any new viewership will be like, what? Because you show like a fucking 15-year-old kid anything that Mel Brooks did, and they'll be like,
I have faith. I have faith that Brooks is still gonna deliver.
Faith. No faith. I'm not saying that he won't deliver, but what he is gonna deliver will not be like the people that like it will like it. The people that don't won't. And I think the majority of people
that don't like it are gonna be the ones that complain the most and get it shut down before it's done.
I don't think it'll like Mel Brooks comedy has never been, in my mind, controversial.
Do you not remember Blazing Saddles?
Holy shit!
That's like the only one. Look at everything.
What?
What?
Oh, come on now.
What? So tell me.
Wait.
History of the World Part 1.
I didn't see that.
Which one of Mel Brooks's movies have not been controversial or controversial?
Not controversial.
Well, controversial. Fucking Spaceballs wasn't controversial. Was it?
Other two people.
What's the thing is nobody cares about Jewish controversies. So outside of that,
controversy in there.
Nowadays, who cares?
Anyway, Johnny Knoxville's in this. Taika Waititi.
You could say anyways, but
Seth Rogen, Danny DeVito's in this. David Duchovny. Let's see what else we got here. Jake Johnson,
Mel Brooks was
Josh
bad.
Gad, Sarah Silverman, Richard Kind. Wow, they got fucking Kamal Nanjiani.
Hopefully, he shows his body.
Jack McBrayer.
Who the
Timothy
fuck is
Simmons?
Who the fuck is Jack? What? Jack McBrayer?
Yeah, comedian. No.
I remember him from Everything I Didn't See.
Joe Lou Truglio, who was from Lonely Island. He's in there. JB Smooth, always a big fan of JB Smooth.
Best.
Rob Corddry.
That guy's pretty funny.
There's a good amount of Reggie Watts. Is it Reggie Watts? All right, well, I wasn't expecting him. Those are the big names that are going to be in there as far as the ones I know of. But holy shit, fucking long list of fucking.
Jack McBrayer guy must be a big actor.
What's he in? I'm trying to think. I know I've seen him in other things. Oh, fucking 30 Rock.
Oh, he played Penny's brother on fucking Big Bang Theory.
What?
He played Penny's big brother on Big Bang Theory.
I didn't get that far into it.
Yeah.
I was laugh-tracked out of that show.
There's a guy here named Timothy Simmons who looks like fucking looks like Henry Cavill light. Like shit, I shit you not. Here, let me hold on.
So the person that replaced him in The Witcher.
Look.
Yeah, I know. Yeah.
Show it to me.
He plays.
Oh,
Jack McBrayer plays a gay guy, the gay attendant on 30 Rock.
He does look like.
Oh my god! It's his evil twin.
Yeah.
I mean, something is wrong there, though.
What?
The face isn't as square, but it's Henry Cavill's evil twin.
It's Rick Boogs.
Yeah, it is.
You drew it a little too long, a little too far.
His stash is hanging low.
It's not Rick Boogs. It's not Rick Boogs. It's Fick Goobs.
It's like Tom Holland's evil twin brother.
Looks like Mark Ruffalo took a shit
on himself.
No, it's Mark Ruffled potato chip.
Mark Ruffalo, God. Honestly, like I just at this, I've seen him so much, I can't stand him. I can't stand him because he always seems like he's crying inside.
Who?
Mark Ruffalo. He's always like he's either crying inside or he's like, kind of shitting in his pants.
All right, let's fucking hold on. Let's do this.
Oh, are we talking about Mark Ruffalo? I thought we were talking about this
I'm
guy.
telling you, Mark Ruffalo.
I think-
Look,
I was
look.
gonna
Anytime
say,
you see him, you know he's either just shitting his pants or he's about to shit in his pants.
Picture number 1. I am really
Yeah.
trying to push
He does
the
this his head shut.
the one where he's really got the smile. If you go back one,
Like that one for sure.
finally
He's like
don't
he's
have to
pushing.
poop anymore.
He's turtling right here in this one.
That's a fart Gamble loss right there. Is what
Yeah,
it is.
he's like, oh my god, I can't believe I done it. I guess I'm angry.
Mm. Did you shit yourself? Mm.
Yeah. Oh, there for sure. Go back up. Yeah, this one is like yes, yes, and I'm proud.
No, that is not a fun. That is, I'm gonna make the most of this.
His face is look at that. He's both sad and happy simultaneously. How do you trust a man like that?
You don't want. Yeah.
You wouldn't like me when I'm anything but angry. Fucking
Jesus.
creepy ass motherfucking.
Oh God.
I
right.
just think every time you like, if you, it's different watching him in picture or looking at his pictures versus like video, because his video is anytime he talks, it's just like there's a weird level of like anal pain going on.
That's proud of it. That one's proud of it. All right.
Grumpy today.
You ever seen what was it? What was the movie? Now You See Me?
Mhm.
Oh God, yeah.
Yeah.
Do you know what I'm talking about? Basically?
He was the mastermind behind the whole fucking thing.
Yeah.
He was he was a cop, and so my favorite scene of the whole fucking movie is when he's confronting one of the magicians and he's chasing. I think it's what's his name?
Now You See Me got like the number 2 was just fucking completely ridiculous.
Yes.
Yes.
I mean, number 1 was kind of ridiculous, but
Now you hold on. Who
wasn't Harry Potter in this fucking shit?
Yes, Harry
No,
Potter
he was in the
was
second one.
villain of the second one.
Dave Franco. So he's chasing. So Mark Ruffalo is chasing Dave Franco, and one of Dave Franco's fucking like abilities is that he can mimic voices, and he mimics his Mark Ruffalo's. And I don't know why. You have to fucking watch this scene where it's just like it's him dubbed over. So it's fucking David Franco with Mark Ruffalo's voice for like 2 fucking lines. And I don't know what it is about that, but it's fucking I nearly pissed my pants laughing. I don't know why. Seeing that voice in that person is fucking hilarious.
Too much chocolate? No.
Oh man, but anyway, it's getting late. Should we wrap this one up?
I hate Mark Ruffalo.
Ruffalo.
I can't disagree.
I mean, he did a pretty good job as Hulk, but like, I mean,
I don't mind him. I don't think he's like
I just hate his face. Why does he always look like a sad fucking retarded puppy?
Because that's what he is.
Uh,
All right, so that's gonna wrap it up here for of us here at No Bucks Given, episode number 59. Thank you all for tuning in. Thanks to JP, Heather, Wendy, and Basement, all you cool cats and kittens joining us in the Chizat. We clearly went off the rails. Tomorrow we are back with another fantastic edition of the Harry Potter Roundtable, as we will be reviewing the Chamber of Secrets. We got some other stuff. Right there with you, Wendy. Chamber of Secrets. We, of course, got GM mode this weekend coming at you with King of the Ring and some other good stuff sprinkled in between. So make sure you subscribe, like, share, comment, all that fun hoopla. And also download us on your favorite podcasting platforms so you guys can check that out as well. Anything else, guys and gals, before we wrap up here?
I have nothing.
All right.
I have something.
God damn it.
Imagine Mark Ruffalo as Harry Potter.
No, I don't want to. I can't.
Nat. Fucking
No.
sad puppy dog bullshit. Anyways, good night, everybody.
That's my secret, Voldy.
I'm always angry.
I'm always shitting.
Nat. Fucking dual back.